Hey everyone, Amber Gray, founder and CEO here at Trusty Oak. We are an Austin, Texas-based virtual assistant company with VAs across the United States, serving entrepreneurs and leaders across the world. We're so excited to be bringing you tips for your small business. In particular, we're talking about marketing strategy. So if you are new to Trusty Oak and our YouTube channel or our newsletter, take a look at our channel on YouTube to see some previous videos that we've made. This is a part in a series on marketing strategy, specifically inbound marketing strategy for small business. So today, this piece is going to be focusing on blog strategy. All right, so let's get into blog strategy. What do I mean when I say blog strategy? Well, first of all, if you don't already know it, you need a blog on your website. The reason for this is that your website is at least part of your online presence that you have full control over. It's on your domain. It's something that you can update and edit and take down as much as you want to. So it's really important to have content on your website in the form of a blog. Some tips about that. Google likes to see that your website is getting fresh content updated on a regular basis. If Google is scanning your site and it's the same thing week after week, it will start ranking your site lower and compared to other websites that may be updating more frequently. So fresh content is really important, and the blog is the easiest way to keep that going consistently and make it easy for you, or to make it easier for you. We want to start with the strategy. So let's dig into that. First off, without a blog strategy, you're really missing out on opportunities to capture leads, to measure your results, and to give a clear call to action every time someone visits your website. Yes, maybe they're just there to learn about one quick thing. They're there to read the blog post, and then maybe that's their only purpose for visiting that day. But there's a lot you can do to get people engaged, either to look at other blog posts or to do something that you're wanting your buyers to do. So it might be schedule a call with you. It might be take a look at our plans. It might be subscribe to our newsletter. There's so many different actions you could have someone taking, and you want those worked into each and every blog post that you're posting. Now, a lot of people ask me, what should I be doing on the blog? How do I know if what I'm doing is actually going to deliver results? Well, the first thing you need to know is that it needs to be consistent. Your audience needs to know what to expect. This is a theme that you're going to hear throughout everything we're talking about marketing strategy. If you've watched any of the other videos, we've talked about it. If you're watching any in the future, we're going to talk about it as well. Consistency is key. Okay, if consistency is key, you're probably asking, well, what is the frequency required for success? I want to say that as far as a bare minimum goes, once per month is good. That's enough for you to keep something consistent, and Google's going to recognize that new content on a regular basis. But I want you to work up to once per week. You could go into every other week and then move into once per week. Again, I'm going to provide some tips that cover ways that you can make your content go further and make this process a little bit easier. But making sure that you have at least one per month is going to be important. As far as the length of the post, I would say shoot for about 500 words. If you can go longer from time to time, Google is actually, well, I guess people in general are more interested in longer form posts when you can, if it's high value. It can't just be a lot of repetitive stuff. But shorter, people have a short attention span, so around 500 words is a great length. Some tips about the way you format your blog. Really important to do this. Use headings, bullet points, lists, images. We want to break up the content visually as much as possible so that people can pay attention longer and really scan through. For those people that want to just kind of hit the high points, they can still get some value from the post, even if they don't have the time to read the whole thing. So those are some formatting tips. Again, don't use too many images, but you want enough to sort of break out the text a little bit. At the very least, you want one featured image with your post. Another thing you want to include in every blog post is a call to action. The blog post should not end with just you finalizing your thoughts and no action at the end of it. It either needs to ask a question where it encourages someone to write a comment. I feel like comments are less frequent these days. Most people are more likely to share their thoughts when they share the link on social media. If they're interested in sharing the post, they might say something about it that way, but most of the time they're not going to post a comment directly on your website that I've seen. I know that in some platforms it is common for conversations to happen on the blog post, but don't get discouraged if people are not commenting on your blog, because it is a little bit less common unless you have extremely high traffic to your website. So don't get discouraged about that. A better call to action might be sign up for the email newsletter. You can embed forms to be able to, or put buttons to forms to be able to get people on your email list, so they can get more great content from you in future blog posts. They'll be the first to know about that. You could also put a call to action to book a call with you, for example. If you're hoping to use this as lead gen, that could be a call to action to work in there as well. Some other things that you want to be clear about in your blog post, or I guess best practice in your blog post, is to link to external websites. So you want some hyperlinks linking to resources that reference what you're talking about. You'll look for an anchor word, which is just a word that is relevant to the content you're linking to, and provide that to open in a new tab when you do link to outside websites. That's going to be key. You don't want people to click the link and then they're not on your website anymore. You want it to open a new tab so they're still on your website. They can still get that great information. Another thing, hyperlink to other posts within your blog. This is best practice for SEO, search engine optimization, to link to other posts that have related content. If you look at the Trusty Oak blog, you'll see hyperlinks throughout that whole each blog post that link to other posts within our platform. We also have categories, making it easy for readers to sift through and find the type of content that they really want to, that they're most interested in. And then these hyperlinks kind of help them stay engaged and continue to click through to other content that's related. So those are two important things to mention. Bigger picture stuff, so stepping back a little bit. Now, what are we actually writing about? Your blog needs to be content that offers value and information, advice even, for your audience. It should not be a weekly sales pitch or a monthly sales pitch or however frequent you're writing. It should not be there to sell anything. It should be there to provide value that they can implement or use immediately. Like this video, hopefully this is something that's providing value to you right now. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Yes, we sell marketing strategies, but the goal of this video is to create content that's going to help you do what you do best and help you in areas where you need advice. So going back to that point about feeling a little overwhelmed by how am I going to create this much content, some good tips that can make things easier, and it can help your SEO as well. Consider interviewing experts that are able to speak on similar topics to you. Do it as an email interview even. So you could come up with 5 questions for the person you want to interview, have them write the responses. You can have someone on your team, or you can edit and format that interview into a blog post format, include a headshot for that person, include links to their website. The key for this is that, or I guess a added benefit to this is that now they have something that they can share, something of value they can share with their audience. You're obviously going to share it with yours as well, but now we've got some cross promotion. Find people you can trade off and do these types of interviews with for blog posts. That's one way you can develop high quality content that's interesting and helps you reach another circle. Another great approach you can take for blog writing is to pay attention to what people are talking about in the news. If something you do in your profession, your expertise relates to something happening in the news, this is a great opportunity for you to take advantage of topics that are already trending. Take a news article, for example, write some commentary about it, use that as a way to join the conversation. There's actually a term for it. It's called newsjacking, and it is a highly recommended way of getting better visibility online. So pay attention to what's in the news, see how you can contribute to the conversation that's already happening out there, but with your special expertise and perspective. One last tip, if you are the type that feels more comfortable on camera, you can use your video content as blog content. So if you're on the fly, the type of person that wants to flip out your phone, do a quick Facebook Live, or even just a quick video where you're providing 1 to 2 minutes worth of tips, posting to LinkedIn, Facebook, all of those places. You can do that and then actually convert that video content to a blog post. You can have that transcribed. You can transcribe it. There's tools that help you transcribe to get a workable format. You'll still have to go through and format and kind of clean things up. But it's a great way to make your content go a little further. I do that with these videos that I make from our newsletter, and for YouTube, very frequently we are then transcribing and converting this video content into blog content, which is great for SEO as well. So for those people that want the visual and something they can listen to, they can watch the video, and others can read it. I hope you found this video to be helpful. We really love marketing here at Trusty Oak, and that's why we're dedicating this entire series to marketing strategy. There's so much to say about this. There's a lot to know. We really want to give you useful tips that you can begin implementing now. If you still have questions, reach out to us. Again, we love talking marketing, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. And if you're not already on our email newsletter, go to trustyoak.com, sign up today. You can expect video content like this every month. You can also expect to see great blog posts that are geared towards small business owners and or freelance virtual assistants, freelancers in general. We're working on great content to help you as a freelancer or help you as a small business owner get better at both marketing, at getting things done, delegating, lots of topics like that. Most of our content is about growing and how to scale your business, so stay tuned if that's something interesting to you. We'd love to have you in the conversation. Thanks for watching.